Toey is feeling sick. A wise person once said that when your big toe hurts, don't be afraid, because you need to go to a special place. Some magicians will work their magic and take away the pain. Do you know what those magicians are called? Well, stay tuned to the story and I'll tell you. That day, when he put on his shoes, Toey complained. He didn't want anything or anyone pressing against him. He needed to feel free. He couldn't stand the sock, and even less the prison that was the shoe. The others didn't complain, even though they understood.
Toey, what's wrong today? You're redder than the others.
My sister the nail has grown and is digging into me.
I'm so sorry, Toey, but I also need to grow, and I can't do it any other way.
I know, Sister Nail. There's nothing we can do except to be free, without socks or shoes. Then we feel more comfortable.
Everyone heard the child complaining. He felt how Toey was getting bigger and bigger, and not only that, but it was also changing colour. Toey, as his friends lovingly called him, was the big toe, and not only was he the biggest, but he was also the strongest and the most supportive of all the other toes. Days passed, and neither Toey, nor the nail, nor the boy improved.
Tomorrow we'll see a magician called a podiatrist, and you'll see how Toey will get better and stop hurting.
A podiatrist, Mom? Who or what is that?
That's what we call the person who takes care of and heals feet. Their instruments are like magic wands. You'll see.
But will it hurt, Mom?
Sweetheart, your Toey hurts, right?
Yes, a lot.
Well, you'll see how she, with her hands and her magic wands, which are her tools, will make Toey and the nail stop hurting.
Toey and the nail listened carefully to the mum's words and became very happy. They couldn't wait to go and let the magician called the podiatrist, with her hands, fix the situation. The next day, the boy told his friends at school that in the afternoon, he was going to see a magician called a podiatrist.
Have you ever been to one?
None of his friends had ever heard of a magician by that name, nor did they know what kind of magic she performed. The boy promised to tell them about his visit the next day and the magic she used to heal Toey. When his dad came to pick him up, they went together for the long-awaited visit to the podiatrist magician. He wasn't afraid. Well, a little, because he didn't know what they were going to do to Toey. He was nervous, but because he had never been to such a place before. When they entered the office, the podiatrist magician greeted him and invited him to sit in a very big chair. Gently, she took off his shoes. And as soon as she saw Toey, the magician knew exactly what was happening.
Don't worry, you'll see that it won't hurt. Do you like sports?
Yes, I like running and playing soccer.
The magician opened a drawer where she must have kept her magic wands, thought the boy. She took out some long scissors with very fine tips. Nothing like the scissors he used for crafts. Then, he started telling the podiatrist magician that he not only played soccer with his friends in the yard, but also that on Fridays, his sister and he went to practice, and they had a match on Saturdays. But because of Toey, he hadn't been able to go the past Friday and Saturday because it hurt too much, and he couldn't put on his shoes to play soccer. While the boy was talking, Toey and the nail were happy because the magician, with her hands, was cutting and separating them from each other so that they could have their own space and not hurt each other anymore. The boy kept remembering and telling the story of the goal he scored in his last game when the podiatrist magician said,
All done, we're finished.
Already? You didn't hurt me. And the best part is that my Toey doesn't hurt anymore.
Well, you'll need a few days without getting it wet, but after that you can put your shoes back on and start practicing and playing soccer again.
And it won't hurt again?
No.
assured the podiatrist magician. The podiatrist magician congratulated him for being so brave. He was happy because not only had he overcome his fear at first, but also because his Toey and the nail no longer hurt. Although they were still a bit sore, they were happy. He listened to the podiatrist magician, and when he was able to play a match again, since neither Toey nor the nail hurt, he kicked the ball so hard that the opposing team's goalkeeper couldn't stop it, scoring an amazing goal that everyone celebrated. And do you know who he dedicated it to?
I'm sure you guessed it, dear wise children. To the podiatrist magician, who, thanks to her magic and her magic wands, healed his Toey and his nail. So, if you ever have to go to a magician called a podiatrist, don't be afraid. Remember our little friend, and you'll surely leave there either floating or dancing. What's for sure is that you'll leave with no foot pain, because a podiatrist is the doctor who takes care of and heals feet.
And you know what they say? Story told, smile if you liked it.